Welcome to a deep dive, really.
Mhm.
You're interested in, well, we've been talking about damaging cyber attacks, and I think this is going to be really eye-opening for people.
Yeah.
Because, we hear about data breaches, oh, they stole my credit card, this and that. But what about attacks that are really meant to just totally disrupt,
Right.
sabotage, even destroy things?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what your research was about, and we've got some really good stuff to go over about DOS attacks, DDoS, botnets, data destruction.
hmm
And it's, well, you tell me, like, how impactful is this stuff really?
It's very impactful. I think, what a lot of people don't realize is that while these attacks may not be directly stealing data or money from you, a lot of the motivations behind them are still, financially driven, politically charged, or even tied to like military objectives.
Huh. So there's more to these attacks than, like, meets the eye.
Absolutely.
Like, what does this look like in the real world? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, so imagine like a major online retailer, right? They're gearing up for Black Friday.
Okay, yeah. Busiest shopping time of the year, right?
Exactly. And all of a sudden, their website crashes.
Oh, no.
Customers can't access the site. Orders aren't going through. They have no online presence, essentially, for hours.
And that's, like, their whole business model, probably.
Exactly. And so the company is losing tons of potential revenue. They're losing customer trust.
Right, right.
And this is all because a competitor, orchestrated this DDoS attack, flooded their servers with traffic just to sabotage their sales.
Wow. So they're not even trying to steal anything from anybody. They're just trying to
Just
disrupt them.
Yeah.
It's like digital sabotage with, like, real world consequences.
Exactly.
And you keep saying, you mentioned DDoS attacks.
hmm
Can you unpack that a little? Like, what's the difference between, we hear about DOS attacks and DDoS attacks?
Yeah. So think of a DOS attack like someone blocking the entrance to a store, right?
Right.
Annoying, but manageable.
Right.
Now imagine a flash mob, hundreds, even thousands of people blocking all the entrances and exits. It becomes nearly impossible for legitimate customers to even get in.
Right.
That's kind of the difference in scale between a DOS and a DDoS.
So it's like one person blocking the door versus, like, a whole crowd of people.
Exactly.
And it's just impossible to even function at that point.
And with a DDoS attack, they're leveraging the power of a distributed network.
Okay.
So it's a lot harder to combat.
And earlier we were talking about how even something like my smart camera at my house could be part of a DDoS attack.
Right.
How is that even possible?
So that's where these botnets come in.
Okay.
Hackers infect devices, computers, phones, even your smart camera, and they use them to create these networks of devices called botnets.
So they're all connected.
They're all connected.
Ah.
They basically turn your device into a zombie, and it carries out their instructions without your knowledge or consent.
And that's unsettling. The idea that our own devices can be used against us and against other people
Yeah.
without us even knowing.
Right, and a lot of times people don't even know until it's too late.
So you mentioned how they infect them. How do they actually gain control of your device in the first place?
So a common way is by exploiting vulnerabilities in your device's software. And these vulnerabilities, a lot of times, they're unknown to the user. They don't even know that this vulnerability exists.
Right.
And hackers can install malicious software. That's how they turn your device into a bot within their botnet army.
So we've been talking about disruption, right? But your research also covered data destruction attacks. What are the implications of those types of attacks?
So data destruction attacks are a significant threat because they go beyond temporary inconvenience.
Okay.
We're talking about permanently erasing or corrupting critical data.
Oh, wow.
So imagine losing all your photos, important documents.
Everything's just gone.
Gone.
That sounds devastating.
It is.
So what are some of the methods they use, these attackers?
So there are a variety of methods, but some common ones include what's called wiper malware,
Okay.
which is specifically designed to erase data. And then there's ransomware, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of, where attackers encrypt your data and they demand a ransom to restore your access to it.
And if you don't pay...
If you don't pay the ransom, you can face permanent data loss.
So to sum up, it sounds like these damaging cyber attacks are a lot more diverse and a lot more impactful than they might seem at first glance.
Absolutely.
They can disrupt businesses, they can cause chaos, they can wipe out critical data. I mean, consequences are huge.
And with our world becoming increasingly interconnected, it really begs the question, how can we better protect our data and digital infrastructure from these evolving threats?
Yeah, it's a question we all need to think about.
Definitely.
Well, knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for taking this deep dive with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we hope that you listening out there now have a better understanding of the impact of these damaging cyber attacks.
Definitely.